This is to certify that movie
Twats
has been classified for live streaming.
Hey guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for another week on Movie Chats. I know it's very hot outside, and you probably prefer to be sitting in the garden having a beer or a cider, but you've chose to come and spend time with us. Steve, how has your week been?
Oh, it's been a mad one, to be fair. I was at work for a bit and then went to the parade on Monday, and then had a couple of days off just chilling out at home, to be fair. But it's been bloody roasting.
And I see you've still left your shirt on since Monday. You've not took it off.
No, it's been washed a couple of times, but I'm still wearing it.
Well,
you now,
it's been washed while you've been in it. Do you mean you've just got it wet in the hose pipe?
No, I didn't even need to do that. I could have done that in Manchester, just sitting there. I completely forgot just how much rain can come down in Manchester.
No, it has been very warm up here. Hence the new position of the laptop and the fan going to try and cool it down, because I had it on and it just kept crashing. It just kept popping up saying overheat. So it's like, no, I'll have to sort something like that. Overheating.
You'll say anything to get out of work.
Now, ladies and gents, I have advertised that we have got a special guest on. He is in the background here. I'm going to bring him on now. So here we go. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm really good, mate. I really like your opening, by the way. It actually made me laugh out loud. I never expected the chats to get crossed down and twats put in under it.
There's a story.
So I like that. That's really good. Yeah.
When we first started, do you know when you get all giddy when you're trying to tell everybody who you are and everything else?
Yeah.
And if you go and watch our best bits clip, there's a bit where I'm telling people, subscribe to Movie Chats and stuff. And halfway through the sentence, I get it wrong and say twats. And then I'm hoping that no one spots it. And then I start laughing. Steve goes, "You dickhead," and he breaks down. Then we just have 5 minutes of us laughing about it. And then one of our mates, Chris Hayden, Cookie and the Haydens, he produced these T-shirts for us. They did the Movie Twats T-shirts, and the intro come along with that as well. So it was good for it. Yeah, all laughing at my expense. Not as funny as when Steve fell off his chair live on stream, though. That was his chair just collapsed underneath him. So, Dave, would you like to tell the viewers who don't watch you, because we've got a wide mixture in our chat, because we've got one foot in the reselling world as well as the movie world. So people here that wouldn't have come across you. Would you like to explain who you are, what you do, and where they can find you if they'd like to?
Subscribe? Yeah. Well, basically, my real name's Dave. And I'm on a channel called Savage Zombie Reviews, as I've put down here on YouTube. And primarily, I basically do classic horror movie reviews. I'll try and do little bits of like other things, and then I'll review like kind of modern movies as well. But they're quite few and far between, really. I don't really review like a lot of new stuff. I'm quite picky when it comes to stuff like that. But it'll be mainly horror movies, but I'm more trying to focus on classic horror movies. So if you're interested in any of that, guys, just type in Savage Zombie Reviews on YouTube and you'll see this ugly mug pop up, and then just press the subscribe button and then enjoy the content.
Yeah. So when you say classic horror, now there's two horrors that we've watched on this channel that are sort of like cult classics for the channel. One is Zombievers, and one is a film called Rubber about the killer tire. Have you seen it?
Oh my god! Right, Zombie Beavers. No, I haven't. I haven't seen that one. But I want to. I will. I'll actually put that on the list. I completely forgot all about that.
If you message us afterwards, I think I might have a spare copy. Yeah, in fact, I do. So I will send you this if you send us your address. It comes with slipcover. You can fully enjoy and appreciate what an amazing movie this is.
And you know what I'll do, mate? The moment I get that, I'll review it.
And I think you
How's
need
that?
to.
Yeah, I'll do.
God.
And Rubber, it was a
Come on.
while ago, mate. Though I don't think I watched it all the way through. I've got to be honest with you.
How could you not? It's the best killer tire movie ever made.
Well, he was convincing. Whoever they got to play the tire was brilliant. I'll say that. But no, I don't think I lasted. I've got to be honest with you, I don't. But it was a while back, and I think I was a little bit drunk as well at the time, so that didn't help.
Our excuse was we were sober and we had to watch it. It was oh my god. That reminds me, Steve. I'll have to make sure that Chris takes his rubber with him. If not, I'm going to have to buy him another one.
Do you know what? I think he's going to try and leave it behind, so we might have to make sure that he gets another one.
I'm going to have to get a tractor tire or something for his new garden. So Chris, who's in the chat here, when he moved house, I sent him a full-size tire in the post as a housewarming gift with a note saying this is NECA's new version of Rubber, the new collectible. It ended up being a garden feature in his last 2 houses, so I'm just hoping when he moves house again he's going to bring it with him.
We went and helped him move from his last house, and they were just going to leave it in the garden, but I've managed to get it out and get it onto the back of the van, which his wife was incredibly chuffed with. That they had this tire for another house. So yeah, it'd be interesting. But it's because of him, it was the reason that we ended up having to watch Zombievers and Rubber. So it's a bit of a standing joke, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's definitely get attacked at a tractor tire, I reckon.
If he doesn't take it, he gets a bigger one. It just keeps growing.
Yeah, he'll get a full set of 4. So when classic horrors, then what's your standout classic horror? I'm not a horror genre fan myself. I'm more sci-fi and stuff like that. Steve dabbles in a bit of horror, don't you, mate? So
yeah, I like horrors.
So what's your go-to when you've got like a spare 2 hours of an evening? What's your go-to horror?
Oh God, man, there's loads, to be honest with you. I don't really have a particular kind of one. I'll be honest with you. What I would watch the most, I would say, I'm a sucker for sticking on like a Friday the 13th movie, and it doesn't matter which one it is. You know, I've seen them all so many times now. I could just for a couple of hours think, oh, do you know what? I'll stick part 3 on tonight or whatever, and I can watch that from start to finish and still enjoy it just as much like as I did like the last time I stuck it on. So I think kind of like old school kind of 80s slasher movies I've got a bit of a soft spot for, because 90% of them are terrible. But for some reason, I love that. I think the worse the better sometimes for me when it comes to stuff like that. But then, I mean, I'll probably say one of my favorites is Fright Night. I'll probably watch that quite a lot.
Is that the original or the remake?
Oh, the original. I like the remake, though, to be honest with you. I thought the remake was okay. But the original, nothing beats the original at all in my eyes. And probably one that not a lot of people have heard of, because I quite like 80s kind of vampire horror movies as well. There's one called Vamp with Grace Jones. Have you ever seen that one?
What's it called, sorry?
Vamp.
No. Oh, Hank.
No, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. Go on.
Yeah, he has got it.
Go and get it.
I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yes, right. Highly recommend it, mate. It's one of my favorites.
So Chris is saying there, a channel name with zombie in it, and he hasn't seen Zombievers.
That is true. Sorry, I'm used to letting people down. It's fine, but it is true. Yeah,
it's all right. We let them down week out.
No. Normally, when with zombies, it's like kind of Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Return of the Living Dead, stuff like that. I will get to Zombie Beavers eventually. Actually, when I get it.
Yeah, like I say, you send us your address, mate, and I'll post it this week.
So what's your view on these?
I saw it in the shop because I've got a copy of it. I saw it in the shop. I was like, "There's no way." It was only cheap. I was like, "There's no way I'm leaving that." Somebody somewhere down the line will need a copy of Zombievers.
So what's your view on like the modern day horror sort of franchise, sort of Marvel length franchises like the Conjuring and Insidious and things like that now that are like 12 movies in, and we still haven't
Yeah.
got a conclusion of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've always kind of had that, really, anyway. I mean, when people complain about that, they're kind of forgetting that we've had like 12 Friday the 13th movies. There's like 10 Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, how many Halloweens? How many times has that restarted over the years?
Yeah.
You know, so it's not a new thing that this has happened. I mean, when movies make money, the studios are going to churn more of it out. You know, it's the bottom line. That's what it is. But regarding like the Conjuring universe and that, I love the first two Conjuring movies. I think they're great, but wasn't such a huge fan of the third one, and like all like kind of the spin-offs and stuff. I don't think have really matched what like the Conjuring has done. Sometimes I think he can produce too much. You know, it's like I think like kind of the thing that we're getting to Marvel now. I mean, and I can only speak for myself, but I used to like really enjoy watching the Marvel movies. Like when the Marvel movie was coming out, it was like an event. I was like, right, I can't wait to watch this. Yeah, to see, you know, how the story's going to move along or what news going to happen or anything like that. Whereas now, there's so much of it. And now you've got to watch TV shows that tie in with a movie down there, and you've got to watch this, you've got to watch that. It's like, I can't be arsed with all of that. You know what I mean? And I've just completely lost interest in it. Like, I haven't watched kind of like probably say the last 4 Marvel movies that have come out. I just haven't bothered me ass because I don't care anymore. It kind of finished for me at Endgame, to be honest with you, weirdly enough. Once that film came out, I just kind of went, that's kind of done for me now, really.
Yeah,
you know?
where did you go with it after that? That was the thing for me with that.
Yeah. So I think like the Conjuring, like, yeah, you can have too much of a good thing, really. But I've got a soft spot for the Conjuring movies. Insidious, I actually think the Insidious movies have been quite strong, to be fair. I'm looking forward to the new one that's coming out. I believe Patrick Wilson is actually directing the 5th one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing.
It's out in 2 weeks, isn't it? Is it the 7th of July, the new Insidious?
Oh, mate, it could be.
So we did movie news about 18 months ago, and we announced it was coming out. And then it made us look like a fool because it hasn't come out for over a year. And then out of nowhere, the trailer dropped for it, didn't it? It was just like, right, you've got 4 weeks, get ready for it now. It's coming out on the 7th of July. And we're like, wow, we're gonna get it. Yeah. I do like the Insidious. I like the way that I thought they tied it up quite nicely at the end of the last one, because it sort of started off again, didn't it? Where the first one started off. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with this next one.
No, but I'm interested. And that's the thing. I think this is like with the 5th one, this is actually like a sequel now, isn't it? So this is pretty much going to follow on for the first 2 movies, where like 3 and 4 were prequels, weren't they? If I'm remembering right, it went backwards, which was interesting as well. Which I actually think the 3rd one's probably my favourite in the series, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think the last one was too bad neither, to be fair. But I'm actually looking forward to it and seeing where it goes. I remember watching the first one at the cinema, man. My God, did that... I enjoy horror movies, right? But this is going to sound stupid, right? I do enjoy horror movies, but I hate being scared. I hate fucking jump scares. They drive me crazy. And the first Insidious movie, my God, man, the amount of joy, it caught me every single time, man. And I was just like, I don't think I can take this anymore. Like,
well, I'm just as bad when it comes to the jump scares. Lana, she can prep. She'll know when it's coming. She'll sit there and it won't affect her. Me, I know it's coming. You can see it a mile off, and I'm at my seat every time something comes out the cupboard, or you know. And it's like and little Steve's going to laugh at me now because you know he's just going to bully me now for the rest of my life now, and then I'm scared of jump scares as well as mayonnaise. But yeah, there you go. Next time you come round, Steve, you can film a horror movie, couldn't you? You could chase me around the house wearing a slasher mask with a bottle of mayonnaise.
Mate, I've got plans to be dressed up as a bottle of mayonnaise.
I just have to say, why are you scared of mayonnaise? I just have to ask.
It's not just mayonnaise, it's any sort of sauce in a squirty bottle. Oh, sachet. Really? Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
It was actually quite a good thing to find out in the middle of Weatherspoons.
Weatherspoons.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, that must be like a nightmare playground for you.
The noise the squeezy bottle makes, the potent smells of the cheap sauces, everything. So when you're in Weatherspoons, it's just like a full on. It's like walking through something like Halloween Fest or something like that and getting chased with a chainsaw for me going into a place like that.
It's like an extreme haunted house for you.
Yeah, and all I'm doing is having me bloody chicken burger. No, but these took great pleasure of chasing me and moving stuff up the table, thinking I wouldn't notice it. And every time he saw my face, it was just like, no, get it away from me.
Oh, 100%. I would have been involved in that as well if I was there, mate. Christ, like,
you can't miss an opportunity like that. I'm sorry, mate. You can't.
No,
at one point, I was sitting in Weatherspoon's kitchen because they wouldn't leave me alone. It was like, get away.
That is fantastic.
I can imagine though, we'd going in the kitchen and it'd be like the scene out of Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, and he's just looking around like that, going, oh, just sauces everywhere.
Stop it!
Oh, that is fantastic. I have never heard that before.
No,
never.
There you go.
No. Anyway, brilliant. Yeah. Love it.
Shall we move on? Let's get the homework out the way, shall we? Right. So, ladies and gents, for the second week on the run, little Steve's going to let me take this one. So I take it he's not done the homework.
No, I've not got round to it.
And you're the one that's got 4 on, 4 off. You've got plenty of time to watch these movies.
I've had an incredibly busy time. Yes, we've got her niece down at the minute. That was a nice surprise yesterday, as I had to drive to Wales and back in the same day. So I set off at about 4:30 yesterday, and I got back at 2:30 this morning to go and pick her up.
So you've had all that time to watch this in the day as well, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's what I'm blaming it on. You say I was absolutely knackered today.
Right. So this week's homework movie was Lost in Translation. Now, when this came up on the wheel, I did read about it, and everyone was raving about it. The reviews were very good. It's on
Triumph. It's a triumph.
Yeah, it's a triumph. It's hilariously funny.
Hysterically funny according to the Evening Standard, I'm telling you.
So I'm sat there and I'm like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's on a couple of those top 100 films to watch before you die. And I don't know why. I generally don't know why. The words I used to Steve and Dave before the show was that it's awfully shocking. It's bad. It's you've got 2 hours of Bill Murray he's a washed up actor. He's trying to kickstart his career. He goes over to Japan, and the version I watched didn't have subtitles, so you don't understand what the Japanese are saying to him. So that's hence the Lost in Translation, and that bit makes sense to me because his reactions, because he doesn't know what's going on in the film.
And the same as yours.
You can relate to him to like. There's a bit where he's on this Japanese TV show, and where it's like Takeshi's Castle, and they all go mad, and they all do that, and all they.
I used to love that.
Yeah.
You get other TV shows where you get like all the pals and stuff like that pop up all over the screen and stuff. Well, he goes onto one of those shows and he's got no idea what's going on. He's sitting there and all the hosts are doing all this mad stuff, and he's just like, yeah, he's just laughing when they are because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And then they try and shoehorn this love relationship thing with a young Scarlett Johansson, and it's like, okay, if he's obviously 20 years older than what she is in this film, or 30 years older, or whatever, and then at the end he whispers something in her ear gives her a kiss, and it finishes. You don't figure out what is going on. Her boyfriend disappears halfway in the film. You don't know where he goes. You know, he's got a wife at home, and he goes home. And yeah, it's whoever's put this on the top 100 movies to watch before you die deserves to fucking die after putting that on the list. I hope he had a slow painful after putting that
on. All right.
Really? Yeah. Right
So
next to it.
Mean Girls. You liked it then, yeah? Movie of the year, is it? Yeah.
Right next to it was Mean Girls and The Greatest Showman. No, I can understand that it's not for everyone's taste. Reading, I don't know whose taste it is.
Well, clearly him.
Yeah. It's done by, is it Sophia Coppola, and then a dad's like executive producer and stuff like that. So it's more. Sorry, Carol. It's more. It's more. Here you go, daughter. Here's 4 million. Go and see how badly you can waste it. And she produces this film.
She did Virgin Suicide before that, according to this.
And how did that one do?
Not as good.
Not as good. Hi. I hear she's working at McDonald's now after that. She's now a store manager. She's chief burger tosser. Yeah. No. No, I don't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I wouldn't recommend it. That's just my view. Little Steve's got nothing to argue about because he's not watched it.
I trust your opinion on that one.
You've avoided this like the plague, haven't you?
No, genuinely, I've had no. I got to it and I was like, I'm definitely going to watch it today.
Yeah.
And I got to the end of the day and I was like, shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it today. And then you were like, oh, hang on, I need a haircut. And then, I need
to just do over there.
You're just looking around the house and things to do. You're like, oh, hang on, I could do that first. And then.
No, I had a big argument with my wife last night going, look, love, I need to watch this homework. I can't drive 8 hours to Wales because this is important. Steve will be disappointed.
You see, I'm rereading Reading's post. You need to be in the right mood. I don't think I could be as suicidal to enjoy that film.
Is that the mood you have to be in?
Yeah. You know, you've just swallowed half a packet of paracetamol and you're on your second bottle of whiskey. It's
that's a Friday night, that.
Cracking.
I don't know. I've said all these films that are supposed to be these modern day
masterpieces
and stuff like that. I'm just not enjoying. I'm just not finding that masterpiece that everybody says that they are.
I get that. I have that quite a lot sometimes, and I think to myself, is it actually something wrong with me? You know what I mean? Because like I'm sat there watching.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, it probably is. Mate, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. You're probably right. But yeah, I feel the same sometimes, and I'm thinking we just get. Sometimes it's just movies that are just not made for us. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't appreciate what probably a lot of other people appreciate about it, and it just gets lost on us sometimes. And
this, yeah, absolutely right. This isn't exactly a modern day classic, but I had a real problem with this, and I've bought it because I've just caved in the point where I'm thinking, you know what? It's probably going to be out of print very soon. I can't see it being on there for very long, and that is Cocaine Bear.
Oh yeah.
Now, when this came out, it was so many people saying they really enjoyed it and all the rest of that tosh. But I sat there and watched it the other night, and I'm like, this is just garbage. It just didn't. It wasn't. He didn't know what movie. He didn't know what sort of movie it was. It's like it tried to be sort of think that it was a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
you know, but none of the stuff was landing for me anyway. And I don't know, I was so mixed emotion on it. And I got to a point the other day where I was like, you know what, I am just going to pick it up because the chances are I might enjoy it somewhere down the line. But my initial thoughts were it was crap.
Yeah.
Have you watched Cocaine Shark yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to see that.
You've got to give that one a watch.
Listen, man, I watched the trailer because someone asked me to like do a reaction trailer for my channel. So I was like, all right, okay, I need to stop saying yes so much. I need to stop.
Is that where you come to the conclusion afterwards?
Oh yeah, I need to start putting my foot down a bit more. And then I didn't even. The trailer's only about a minute long. I didn't even make it to the end of the trailer. I just turned it off. I just went, oh no, fuck this. No, I'm not gonna watch it. And I'm making a stand. I am not watching fucking Cocaine Shark. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Do you know what? I was looking on Amazon the other
Anyone
day.
asking me on Twitter? Fuck off. There you go.
I was looking on Amazon the other day, and they've got the Blu-ray, like six movie collection of Sharknado for like 23 quid, and I'm half tempted because they're so bad.
God, yeah, the shite.
They're so bad.
To be fair with Sharknado, I watched the first one, and it was so bad. It was highly entertaining.
That's my point. Yeah.
You know, it just was. I haven't seen any of the others. I probably would, to be fair.
Hey, it ramps it up, mate.
Yeah,
ramps it up. Yeah, absolutely. I would say the fourth one is Oscar winning.
Is Meryl Streep in it?
But I was thinking, you know what? I might just go down that rabbit hole because they're so bad they're good, and I think that's the sort of stuff at age.
Well, what was it? Six for 23 quid.
Yeah, on Amazon.
See, I've got the Toxic Avenger on DVD on Blu-ray here, and I was in
years, man.
I was in CEX in Warrington Tuesday, and they've got Toxic Avenger 2 on Blu-ray, and I'm going to go back and pick it up. I never picked it. Lawrence wouldn't let me pick it up when I was there because I haven't watched the first one since I bought it. So I'm gonna wait until I'm next in Warrington for work. I'm gonna nip back and go and buy it. But
yeah, why not?
That's that type of film. But it's so bad it's good. It's like rubber. So bad it's actually quite enjoyable once you get past the whole opening sequence where it's filmed like a TV show and you've got a studio audience watching this killer tire. It's brilliant. So
is that what was happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely got that Toxic Avengers. I don't think I've ever seen the second one. You know, I've definitely checked out the first one at some point in my life. Like I don't remember it an awful lot, but I have I've just got visions of the Toxic Avenger in my mind.
Swinging his broomstick.
Yeah, his mop. Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, man, they're just absurd movies. I think haven't they been talking like for years they were going to remake it?
Yeah.
There's been that rumor for I feel like it's been for the past.
But
decade.
how do you surpass that? You know what I mean? That's the thing. There's no way of surpassing that.
Actually, I'm just remembering on. I'm sure they cast the Toxic Avenger. Now, if anyone is the chat, please say whether I'm right or wrong, or whether it was a wind-up, it was on April Fool's Day. I don't know. But I am sure.
It's David Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, yeah.
I do. Exactly. Now you've said it, I do remember reading something about Peter Dinklage being in the new Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, as Toxic Avenger, maybe. Could you imagine that? I would watch it, mate. I'd be there opening night.
That'll be a mix between his character in Elf and Game of Thrones, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I weren't making that up then. That was actually a thing, wasn't it?
I can remember reading something about Toxic Avenger now with Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. But I'm sure that was about what, maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say now that it's probably in the can, innit? They probably got rid of it now.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, they probably have. Yeah, I think they're probably going to do it. Then COVID happened, and then they thought, do you know what? It's probably not the fucking
a lot of movies got trapped for that, didn't they?
Yeah.
There you go. Malcolm Blair, Peter Dinklage, Elijah Wood, Jane Levy, Kevin Bacon.
They cast the whole thing.
Yeah. There's a full cast here. Spencer Wilding. they said there's a full cast of. When's it coming? It just says up and coming movies.
So maybe it has been filmed. I don't know. Oh, I'm there though.
Oh yeah.
If it is, man, I'm there.
Live review from the cinema because no one else is going to be in the screen.
It would just be me and my mop.
Can I have an extra recliner while the mop's tired? Oh God! Right. So, do you think we've done Lost in Translation now? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's got lost in translation. To be fair.
Yeah, that just get lost in some DVD bin somewhere now.
So I'm curious. Just going back to what you were saying about the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
If they are such sort of big movies for you, would it be right in saying that you probably got like the Scream Factory edition, like the big box set?
Do you know what, mate? No, I actually don't. I don't have that. I've got the. I've just got like the normal kind of Blu-ray box set, but I don't have that. No, I don't. But I really do want it. But man, I'm not paying the money that you want.
No,
for
and
it.
it's region 1, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll wait for it to like come down to kind of a reasonable price, you know, and then I'll purchase it at some stage. But for the time being, no.
If they do,
like I already own them, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So are you big on the collector's box? That's the 4K steel books and all of that stuff. Are you?
I'll be completely honest with you, mate. No, I'm
No.
not. No.
I'm more of me toys, Steve. The physical media.
Me too, mate. Me too. Yeah. Like I do, if I can get them on like Blu-ray and stuff, I will. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm more the same. Like me toys, I like collecting like me NECA figures and like.
Let's put you on big screen and let's have a mooch about what you've got behind you.
Go on. So I've got like the Jasons from part 2 up to part 7, just there. Got Hellraiser there.
Back in 2 secs, lads.
I've never actually seen the original Hellraiser neither, to be honest with you. Yeah. Got the Exorcist there. I forgot what her name is, but anyway, she's there. Got a couple of Freddy's from part 2, part 3. Michael Myers from the new one that came out about 5 years ago. And my favourite, and I'll move for this one a little bit so you can see it. Hang on. So I've got me Ash Williams from Evil Dead there from the TV series and from part 2. I've got like a couple of little ones there. But yeah, man, I'd rather collect them than kind of like Blu-rays and 4Ks and stuff. That's what I normally just go for.
Yeah, little Steve's into his Ring doorbell's gone, so that'll be his pizza or whatever he's having for tea tonight. I'm more me toys and me collectibles than I am the physical media stuff. It was only say about 12 months ago that I started picking up Blu-rays, and it was just like, I just pick up the ones that I want now.
Oh, well, I would have more Blu-rays, mate, because I live on the Isle of Man, and we used to have a HMV over here, and then it fucking closed down. Yeah. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass to actually get like physical media over here on the island. So most of the time, if I want like a yes, I agree.
There you go, Stevie. We found our charity case.
Yeah.
What's that?
GoFundMe page so we can get in the factory Scream set.
Hang on, we've been doing this for how long? And nobody said that about me getting the bloody thing.
No, because you've got people like me that send you shit down the post every week.
Shit is the probably correct term for it.
You loved your 5-in-1 box set of the women's movies.
Mate, it's pride and place down here, that is.
You loved it.
My steel book of chick flicks.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, fantastic.
You can't have a big steelbook collection like that without having the chick flicks on steelbook.
Tell him what I did the last time I came to yours.
Oh, right. Yeah, little get. Right. So we had a meet up in Chester, right? So we set it all up. We all met up in Weatherspoons, I'm being nice. I live up in Ellesmere Port. He lives down Grantham Way. So I'm nice. Why don't you come and stay at ours, Steve? You know, don't worry for a hotel. We've got the spare room. You know, you're always welcome. Turns up, doesn't he? And then for about 2 days after he left, I'm finding little presents he's left in my display. Right? So behind here, there was a copy of The Greatest Showman. Down there was a copy of Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging or something. Right. Hiding over in the other corner, there was a copy of Mean Girls, and I was like, "You little bastard!" So I had to root around the room to find anything else that he'd left. Yeah, but I was on the stream. I was recording, and he was like, "He hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't seen it yet." And I've got, but you little fucker. You know, when you see something on the camera that pops out that's not meant to be there. There it was, hiding. Copy of The Greatest Showman.
But he found like 1 or 2, and I'm like, I can't wait until fucking Thursday because I'm going to point them all out. And then during the day, it'd just be like, there's another one here. I've just found another one. Is there any more, or do I need to go through the whole house? What's going on? Just musicals as far as the eye could see because he hates them.
Well, unknown to me, he was on. Unknown to me, he was on one of my mate's streams on the Friday night, and he was live on his stream doing it while he was hiding the DVDs in my room. So if I was watching the stream upstairs, I would have seen what he was doing. But because I was asleep, I had no clue. The rest of the world knew they were there, weren't they? So they were all taking great pleasure in me trying to find these bloody. I don't know.
Really?
And so he calls me the bully.
So you're in Ellesmere Port, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, freaking hell, man, Christ. Yeah, I'm originally from Birkenhead, so I'm not too far away. Yeah.
Whereabouts in Birkenhead?
Oh, God, I was there. Well, I was born in St. Cath's Hospital, and I was brought up pretty much right next to, like, Birkenhead Park on... Oh, God, man. God, I haven't thought about. It was close to like where Birkenhead Park train station was, like Neston Gardens, I think it's called, if I remember right. It was like right next to there.
Yeah. The big block flats.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know whether they're still there or not or whatever.
Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, overlooking the train station.
Yeah, so I used to go to like Our Ladies High School when I was a kid. So, but I haven't been back in Birkenhead for, God. I left when I was 16. I moved to the Isle of Man, so I've kind of been over here for like, you know,
you're not missing
like 25 years. No, I'm not. Because when I do pop over to the Wirral, it's normally just to go and watch a Tranmere game, and then like I don't stay too long. I like go and watch the match, and then I'm like kind of, you know, I'm staying in Liverpool for the night or whatever, and then coming back. But I don't miss it, mate. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie.
I work for an energy supply company that are based in Birkenhead.
Yeah.
Don't ask him what he does as a job. Nobody in this world knows what he does. I don't think he's sure, to be honest.
That's the best thing about it, Steve. You know, I can always look busy.
That's a skill in itself.
I know the Wirral and Chester quite well, and from Runcorn originally, then lived in New Brighton, then moved to Ellesmere Port, and that's when I met the wife.
Yeah.
And
So are you two from quite close together then, here?
Yeah, Birkenhead's about 15 minutes up the road, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, fair enough.
Yeah. There's a good CEX in Birkenhead, Steve. We'll have to take it the next time you come up, and you're coming up in 2 weeks, aren't you?
Hopefully, yeah. It's that thing, innit? That meet-up thing you're doing, that barbecue.
Yeah. So you're coming up for that. We'll take you into Birkenhead. You can go and have a look.
Oh, you'll love it.
Yeah.
you won't want to leave.
You'll get to see where all the inspiration for the slasher movies is from.
If anyone's in the chat from Birkenhead, I'm joking. It's my hometown. I can take the piss out of it. I can take the piss. I was born there. It's fine.
Yeah. There's only one place other than Birkenhead that I don't really want to go back to, and that's Grantham.
Really? Shit. You know what's popping in my head at the minute? And I don't want to offend our guest, but I'm thinking the episode of Only Fools and Horses, Strangers on the Shores, and they find out that Uncle Albert's got about 1,200 different kids, because you two definitely look alike.
I was just, you know what? It's funny you said that because as we were talking before, I was like, fucking hell, it's like looking into a mirror.
You had that same goatee, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So, Birkenhead, both of you.
Yeah. If my dad was still alive, I'd be having words with him. I'd be like, listen here. Said I've been talking to this guy.
I go Birkenhead, mate, and I can look around, and Steve doesn't see it. I'll point it out.
Yeah. I'll be saying to him, look, listen, when's the last time you were in fucking Ellesmere Port? Well, yeah, what can you say, man? We're just two good-looking bald guys, you know what I mean?
This is exactly what I was thinking.
See?
There's not many of us.
Like the Mitchell brothers.
I was going to say my mum's a slut as well, but you can't say that live on stream, can you?
You just have. Again, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Chris asked the question before, what's your scariest movie ever that, you know, being a horror fan, what's the one that gets you?
God.
It's too hard for that.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what, I'll answer it in kind of 3 stages. When I was a kid, the original Nightmare on Elm Street scared the living piss out of me.
What, the first one?
The first one, yeah. For whatever reason, in the 80s, your parents didn't mind you watching horror movies.
No.
At all. I was watching films. There's no way I should have been watching, like, when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. But like I say, it was the 80s. No one gave a fuck. It didn't matter, you know. So I would say Nightmare on Elm Street and Salem's Lot creeped me out as well when I was a kid, that one. When I got older, funny enough, I went to the cinema when I was 18 to watch the Blair Witch Project, and that freaked me out. The ending of that movie, I slept with the light on for 4 nights straight. Honestly, I just, that ending, I could not get out my head. If you've ever seen the movie, I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
The film admittedly is not great, but for the time, like there was nothing like it back then. Like it's, you know, it was unique, you know. So that scared the shit out of me. And by 10 years after that, I was working at a cinema, and we had Paranormal Activity showing. So I used to be like, I used to help out doing the projection and stuff. So we all drew straws to who was going to watch the movie that night, because you'd have to watch the movie through to make sure it was okay before you played it to the general public and everything.
Well, nobody wanted to do it, or was
no one, and neither did I, to be honest with you. But I lost, so I was the only one. It was like 10 o'clock at night when I had to put it on and sit there on my own in a big cinema and watch Paranormal Activity, and I lasted about 40 minutes before I ran upstairs and put like the lights on half at least, and then I went back in and watched the whole movie, and then just like I was out that cinema so fucking fast, it was unreal.
Really?
Oh mate, yeah, it creeped me out. It absolutely creeped me out. And then I went home and I put on like a DVD box set of Family Guy just to get a bit of comedy in me before.
You put on Barbie Mariposa or something like that just to get it out your head.
Yeah.
Pete Platendo's here saying the jump scare in Sinister with the lawnmower.
Yes.
Yeah. The deaths in Sinister for what when you're watching the videos back and stuff like that. Yeah. I've got a Predator tattoo here. And nice. Lana says it's like looking at Mr. Boogie. And it's not. It's meant to be the Predator, but if it looks more like Mr. Boogie, I'm going to have to have words with Malky when I next see him. But it's...
I didn't want to stay out.
Shut it, you dickhead. So Sinister, like I said, I'm not really a big horror fan, so when I was watching Sinister, I was like, my God, you know, the videos, and then when you see their deaths and stuff like that, Sinister 2 is not as good because you understand what's going on.
No, I didn't enjoy the sequel to Sinister, but Sinister, the first one, man, I think it's a very solid horror movie.
Yeah.
And I remember before it came out, it wasn't getting like the greatest reviews. I do remember that. There was, I think I could be wrong, but I think it's only at like maybe 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that to be fair, I don't pay much attention, but you try to see what kind of like other people are thinking of it and stuff, critics wise, just to see kind of where it falls.
Like a triumph.
Yeah, just, and it was at like 59, 60. And I thought, oh, all right. So and I remember watching it myself, and I thought it was fucking brilliant, mate. All right, the ending kind of falls apart a little bit for me. I don't really like the ending too much.
You think that's the reason why it got scored so badly then?
I don't know, to be honest with you, mate. I'm a bit baffled to why it did get scored a bit low, because, as I say, the ending's a little bit weak for me personally, my own opinion. But the movie overall is pretty solid and really effective. I mean, like you said, like that lawnmower scene is Jesus Christ, man. I remember nearly hitting the roof in the cinema when that happened.
Yeah.
And just like the Super 8 films that he has to watch and stuff. I mean, they're very eerie, it works, man. There's a real atmosphere about that movie. Yeah. And it's solid, and I'm very surprised. I think Sinister was one of them, I think over time has gained more recognition, I believe.
So,
especially with like audiences and stuff,
Do you think because it came out roughly the same time as like the first two Conjurings and Insidious,
it was kind of in the middle of that clump, wasn't it?
Sort of went under the radar, didn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, and it was Scott Derrickson that directed it, and he's a fantastic director. He was one of the last films I watched of his was The Black Phone, which I don't think you've ever seen that.
Amazing film, I love that.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a solid director, and I really enjoyed Insidious.
Is that the one where they go into? Is that the one where they go into like the hospital and
what?
Wreck?
Wreck's the one with the in the building where they shut off the building because I think it's like rabies or a virus that's took over in the building or something, infecting people. There was an American remake called Quarantine, which is pretty much is pretty much shot for shot of what Wreck is, basically. It's decent, to be fair. I mean, but Wreck is, I think there's about like freaking 4 or 5 of them now, isn't it?
Which was it, VHS or something like that? And did they go into like an abandoned asylum and film? And then there's a second one. I don't know. Lana will tell me she's watching. Yeah. She'll tell me in the comments.
I think the abandoned asylum one was the one that's coming to my mind, mate, is probably called Grave Encounters. I think there was one like that it was called.
That's the one.
With the filming like a ghost hunting.
That's right.
Series, and they go in there. Yeah, that's actually all right. To be fair, I didn't mind that. There's 2 of them.
The second one's not brilliant.
Yeah.
But the first one's all right.
The first one's quite creepy. To be fair, I like the fingers thing. I like stuff like that. If you're going to scare me, it's that kind of situation. Kind of gets me a little bit. I think the less you see, the more it creeps me out.
Yeah.
If you show me what it is, then half of it's gone. Then I think that's why I like the Blair Witch really affected me when I was younger. Because you play it all in here then, and there's nothing more scary and worse than your own fucking mind, is there?
So
no.
Are you definitely down the route of like Jaws and Alien then, where you spent an hour figuring out what's under the sea or what's hiding in the corner somewhere before you actually get to see the big bag?
Yeah. I'm a fair believer, especially when it comes to horror movies. Less is more. Massively. I think Sorry, go on. No, you're all right. Go on.
I'm just intrigued. You mentioned that you used to work at a cinema.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh God, man! How long's your life? How long's your stream?
I'll be honest. This conversation's going on that one.
You've got something that interests you. You're going to stay on later tonight, have you?
I'll see you in a bit, Steve. You go to bed, mate.
It was the job itself, and the people I worked with was a lot of fun. They were great. I was there for 15 years, so I must have, I must have enjoyed it more often than not. But I will say in anything else, when it comes to like customer service related jobs, man, the public can be the biggest pain in the fucking ass ever.
Yeah.
And when it came to cinema, it was up there, mate. It was up there. I'm not kidding you. The amount of times you'd have to explain, especially to parents, how they can't take their 9-year-old into a 15 movie was mind-boggling. You know, just stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? And it can just be draining.
So I was always intrigued to like how the production, how they do the work behind the scenes sort of thing.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. Well, mainly it was just like when I first started, I was just kind of just normal usher and just selling tickets and doing all that stuff. And then just gradually over the years, I became like helped out with the projection. And then because when I started the cinema, it was still all just film.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of years into cinema, then it literally all shifted into digital. Like, you know, film just vanished. It disappeared basically.
Wow.
And then it all went digital. So then I had to learn how to like, you know, work digital projectors and stuff. So all that was really interesting. And I did that for a good few years. And then I became assistant manager at the same cinema. And then I was doing that and then still doing projection and stuff as well. So,
my next door neighbours used to work in the cinema in Cheshire Oaks. And my cousin, Mikey, he used to work in the cinema up in New Brighton. And we had this stag thing in cinema. We got one of the screens. There was only about 6 of us. We got one of the screens, plugged the Xbox onto the projector, and we were playing COD and FIFA and everything on the cinema screen all night. It was ace. Nipping down to the bar, getting your pints, getting your ice creams and everything, and hot dogs, and just playing COD and FIFA and everything on the Xbox on the cinema screens.
Yeah, having a bit of GTA 5 on the big screen. Nothing better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing 4-way Call of Duty on the big screen and actually being able to see your square on the screen for the first time.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. So yeah, I was there for 15 years. I only left about what was it, like a year ago. But a lot of people say to me like, "Do you miss it?" And I'm like, I've got to be honest with you, no, I don't. I had my time there. I put my time in and everything, but no, I don't miss it. I miss the people I work with.
Yeah,
I don't particularly miss the job itself, to be honest. No.
Having access to all those movies, I'd go mad.
Yeah, Don't get me wrong. It had its bonuses, like, but it was strange. Like when I first started, it was like I would watch everything, literally everything. And then after like a couple of years, you're like, oh yeah, I can't be. I'll catch it next week, or I'll catch it. Like, you just get blasé about it. Then
I'll catch it when it comes on fucking DVD.
Yeah, basically, I'll watch it when it comes on Netflix. It's right there. Just go in and watch it. It's in screen too. I'll just catch it in about 3 months.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's like being a mechanic, is it? You fix that many cars, and yours just still.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But you only ended up like watching the ones that you really wanted to watch, you know. But when you're doing like projection, you were supposed to watch everything that came in anyway. You were, literally just to make sure that like the copy you got wasn't fucked up. Basically, it could play, it could be all right. But we won it like 85% of the time, and touch wood, it never bit us on the ass.
Did you get many opportunities to sort of watch things before they came out?
We would, if we were in like England, mate, or whatever, we would have done. But we're being on the Isle of Man, we'd get invited all the time. But I mean, a lot of these things, they're all in like, say, Birmingham or London and stuff, isn't there? And it's just, you just, you never bothered really, unless there was one specifically on the Isle of Man, we would have gone to it. But other than that, no, we never did. But we used to get invited to them all the time.
So, what are you looking forward to being releasing this year? Because so far I've watched Fast 10, I've watched Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. The Flash has just been panned, hasn't it? To everyone. Looking at the reviews, everyone's like, it's not as great as it could be.
Yeah.
Going back to that modern day classic disappointment and the Marvel disappointment for the last couple of years, what are you looking forward to? Because there isn't really anything out there at the moment that as you see, I'm a big Transformers fan, and I'm really disappointed with Rise of the Beasts.
Right. Okay.
I was skeptical about it when I saw they were doing it, being not a big Beast Wars fan. And then the trailer sort of dragged me into it, and I was getting really, really excited about it. And then I've watched it, and I'm like, I could have just left that.
Right. Okay.
Complete. So what have you got your eyes on, and what are you worried about?
The main one that jumps into my mind as soon as you said worry was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That's the one I still am looking forward to it. But obviously when it debuted the cans and then the original reaction came out to it, I was like, oh shit, this isn't sounding too great. And what I was fearing would happen kind of looks like it's going to happen in the movie. It kind of looks like that Phoebe Waller-Bridges character is going to overshadow Indiana Jones, basically.
Yeah.
Which is not what I want. It's fucking Indiana Jones, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm watching it for. And I know he's like 190 years old, but still, I don't care. So I'm still looking forward to it, but I am worried about it. I hope I still enjoy it, because, like I say, I mean, you can take these critics' opinions with a pinch of salt. I mean, it's your own opinion that matters at the end of the day, isn't it? So I still hope I'll enjoy it. I'm still looking forward to The Flash, even with the lukewarm response that it's had. But I'm more looking forward to it for pure nostalgia reason of Michael Keaton being back as Batman. Because when I was a kid, man, I remember going to the cinema to watch the Batman. And I just, oh my God, it was one of them first films when I was a kid, watching at the cinema, that just blew me away. It basically like the magic of movies. That was like the first time it really happened for me, kind of thing. So I've got such a soft spot for the original Batman movie with Keaton and Jack Nicholson. It's really close to my heart. So for pure nostalgia reasons, Michael Keaton is the only reason I'm going to watch The Flash. Literally, the only reason. So I'm looking forward to that in that aspect. I was kind of looking forward to Transformers, mate, because when I was a kid, man, I don't think there was any kid in the 80s that did not love Transformers.
Yeah.
I can't even. I had all the toys. I wish I still had the toys, mate. I wish I kept them all, because I had them all as a kid.
The money I'm spending getting them all back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. Just to be, I'm intrigued. Especially Optimus Prime. How much did that set you back just to get him?
Which one?
Oh well, I say if you got the animated one there from the cartoon.
I've got Laser Optimus up there. I've got the G1 Optimus down here. I've got the Special Optimus that little Steve gave me there.
Oh yeah.
The Laser Optimus was 35 quid.
Right.
The G1, I felt lucky because I got that from Chris Hayden in the chat, because I've got Metroplex at the same time.
Right.
So I got a really good deal on them. But yeah, those G1 Optimuses are going anything for 70 quid upwards. For one that's in a semi-decent state, not even in a good state.
Oh, I love Transformers. I remember having I had all the toy, I had everything. I had the fucking Megatron that turned into a gun.
Yeah.
Remember all that? Just freaking loved it. But I remember very vividly, man.
Up there, I don't know if you're going to be able to see him hiding behind the lead of this Metroplex.
Yeah.
It's about the way. So you remember Metroplex? He turns into the city.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that from Chris, and then I bought all the little accessories and everything to make him complete.
Yeah.
The accessories cost you more, getting the guns and knee pads and stuff like that. But yeah. But Lana's just waiting for me to die so she can trade it all in.
she'll get a fortune. Yeah. But I remember going to my dad took me to the cinema to watch the 1986 animated movie. And I remember I was only about maybe 5 years old, and I remember taking Optimus Prime with me because he was my favorite. Yeah. He was,
like your comforter.
Massively, mate. He was my hero.
Little Steve doesn't believe me that that's the saddest scene ever in movie.
Oh, when he died, I'm literally, I was just, honestly, God, mate. I was just about to get to it because, I went to watch it. I took Optimus Prime with me, and I sat there. That scene where he dies, man, was the most. I couldn't carry on watching the movie, man. I was just sat there looking at my toy, like, what do you mean Optimus Prime's dead?
He's dead, yeah. So,
you know, but what makes it even?
It goes out to mention, where's Rodimus?
Where's my Rodimus toy? Where's Ultra Magnus? Oh, I love that. And then he dies. Right, you can take that back. Right, where's the in the same movie? But I think it was the first kind of like fucking worst experience of my life at 5 years old, because like in the first fucking couple of minutes of that movie, pretty much half the Autobots are wiped out in one hit. Bang. Yeah. See ya. Gone.
Here's another line of toys that you can collect.
That's basically what it was for.
That's what it was, wasn't it? It was Hasbro saying, we're sick of selling these. Oh, by the way, here's 20 new robots.
Yeah.
And then the backlash they got for killing Prime. Then they brought him back as a zombie, then killed him off, and then brought him back again, and then killed him off again.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not learning your lessons here. The first time round you did it, guys. Come on.
Just leave Optimus Prime alone. But one of the worst ones, I remember being sat there, and like Ironside like just grabs hold of like Megatron's leg, and then Megatron just blows him away with his big cannon, and I'm just sat there like, what? Like, that doesn't happen in the cartoons on Sunday morning. What are you on about?
What does he say? Something he said something to, doesn't he? Something about courage. Stupid courage, stupidity, or something, and blows his head right off.
It could be something like that. I'll be honest with you, mate. I think I just blocked it out my mind. You know what I mean? I just tried to erase it.
I think we need to find you some help.
you see Brawn and you see an Ironhide, and the heroic courage or heroic stupidity, isn't it? That's what he says. Heroic stupidity, and then you see Brawn die a heroic death. Then Ironhide gets it in the face, but it's Prowl's death that gets me, because he's the first, when they jump onto the when they get onto the Ark on the shuttle.
Yeah,
and they just blow Prowl apart, and he just goes all grey, and it's just like
and you just see the light fade out of his eyes and the smoke come out of his mouth. It's like, huh?
It's like, what's going on here?
You're taking me back. I need to be lying on a therapist's couch at the moment, just like, I think that was the first time everything went wrong. Was when I went to watch Transformers in 1986.
It's that first moment when you get there at the start, isn't it? Where Hot Rod goes to Daniel. Come on, Daniel, let's go to Lookout Mountain. And then you hear Cup just going, "You punk!" as he breaks through the barrier.
It's great. But one of the greatest scenes in anything Transformers, mate, is where fucking Optimus Prime fucking just starts fucking flying down, just starts like shooting all the fucking Decepticons with that music playing in the background. You got the touch. Little 5-year-old Dave was at the edge of his seat, like, fucking get him. I was like, fucking kick their ass.
Megatron must be stopped at all costs.
Oh, it's just.
You got like a badge when you get out of the movie for being really brave, like a sticker.
That's what you need.
Well done, guys. You made it through to the end.
Yeah,
I should have, but my dad took me for a McDonald's instead, and it still didn't fucking wipe away the disappointment.
The only thing is, now the older that I get, the more I understand Cup.
Yeah,
you never understand Cup, do you? As a 6-year-old kid, you just think he's a nagging little adult robot. But the older that you get, the more I sort of side with Cup when I'm watching it again.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's one of the best fucking animated movies. I think still to this day. Man, that was traumatic. I think every kid in the 80s just it killed them. It just, when Optimus Prime was every kid's hero at that time. And to wipe him out like that was just what?
It's just the way that like they sacrifice Megatron. Starscream goes, "Go on, survival of the fittest. Off you go."
Yeah,
and just lets him off, and he's still. And then you've got them all arguing who's going to be the new leaders of the Decepticons.
Yeah, and then Galvatron turns up and told, "See you later, Starscream. Bye." Okay.
Sorry, Steve. You need to watch the film to join into this conversation.
Have you two finished now bonding?
Yeah.
sharing this
Yeah, yeah.
moment together.
Listen, while we were talking Transformers, you could have watched Lost in Translation. You would have done it by now.
Yeah, that's probably about right. I just feel like this is something you two could have got out in the open when you first started talking about coming on the channel.
Yeah, we should have. I was going to bring it up when I saw all the Transformers in the background.
It was just too sore.
Yeah, I thought I'll wait till we get an hour in.
There's only two steelbooks that I own. One is the Transformers movie, and the other one's Terminator 2.
Mate, if you're going to have two, they're the perfect two to have.
The two to have, aren't they?
Speaking of that, I bought this off Vinted this week, Steve. The 4K of it.
Nice.
Oh.
They even sent it in a bloody protector, which I'm really chuffed with. But this was like the best packaged thing I've ever had.
Well, they know what you're like for your 4K condoms.
Two lots of bubble wrap, a box with side panels in so it didn't get crushed, then paper on top. It was like past the parcel. But it's mint, absolutely mint, but obviously 4K. So I'm looking forward to that.
That looks great.
The best action movie to have on 4K. That. So yeah,
I'm still yet to buy a 4K TV. I was looking at HMV and CEX and stuff while we were out this week, and I was like, do I really want to go and buy a 4K TV? Just spend more money on a 4K in HMV.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Have you not gone into 4K yet then either?
No, I haven't. No.
See, this is what you get. You see, when you've got the same dad, we've both brought.
It's pretty much right. Yeah.
The similarities there are just getting weirder and weirder.
It's like we both love Transformers. We both love Optimus Prime.
There you go. Co-host of the show. There you go.
Perfect. There you are. The sex appeal's just gone up 50%.
That's it. Yeah, we're just subscribing.
Cheers. Twats.
Mitchell's Movies. There we go. We'll rename.
Perfect. That's the podcast.
That's it. Done.
That's it.
Sold.
Yeah. Mitchell's Twats.
Oh God. So what are you looking forward to then, Steve? What are you looking forward to? What are you worried about?
The end of this stream and not coming back. I just the same as you, really. I'm looking forward to watching The Flash. The stuff that's come out about Indiana Jones movie, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I just think he's not going to get that same. He's like a. Is it lightning in a bottle? Is it the phrase? They're not going to get that same thing they did with the first three.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem, is they keep trying to recreate that sort of buzz about it, and they're not going to get it. No. And very rarely have I seen a movie that has come out so many years apart and been anywhere near as good as the originals.
Yeah, it's very rare it happens.
You say that, and we went to the cinema to watch Maverick. Lana hadn't seen the first film. I said to her, look, from what I understand, you don't need to worry about watching the first film to understand Maverick.
Yeah.
And then we watched Top Gun the other day, and she was like, I could have done with not watching this. Yeah. It's just like, it's a cheesy 80s love story crap film, isn't it, really, now? Compared to Maverick, I was like, before we got Maverick, everyone, you raved about that. But can you see, because that's probably one of the sequels that have come out 30 years after the original that's actually been worth doing.
Yeah, it was a brilliant movie. Yeah. With
the remakes of like The Evil Dead, for example, the 2016 one and Evil Dead Rise, can you see there being a need for them to take some of these light-hearted comedy horrors and make it more horror-based, more sort of gore?
Serious ones.
Yeah,
Well, it's well. I mean, the original Evil Dead was pure horror. I mean, the
Yeah,
original Evil Dead wasn't a comedy at all. I mean, all right, you can watch it now, and it's funny. It's not supposed
yeah,
to be funny, but it's funny.
yeah,
um, but I was so skeptical of the remake for Evil Dead. When I remember when I first heard about it, I was like, because I'm a huge Evil Dead fan,
yeah. I love
as
Evil
you
Dead.
know, I love it, and I didn't want a remake to Evil Dead. I just thought it was a bad idea. But then when I heard like Sam Raimi was and Bruce Campbell were producing it, I was a bit more like, right, okay, if they've got something to do with it, I'm a bit more hopeful.
Yeah,
But I wasn't too sure what to expect. I didn't know whether they were going to keep like the kind of the comedy element of it or whatever. Because the last thing we had was basically at that time, Army of Darkness was the last one, which is full blown comedy.
yeah.
And I side note, I fucking adore that movie, by the way. I love Army of Darkness.
Goody two shoes.
Oh, I love it, mate. Absolutely love it. Just love Bruce Campbell, man. He's awesome. But anyway, and then I thought, I'll wait for the trailer. And then the trailer came out for the remake, and I was sold. I was like, yep, all right, okay. If we're going down this route,
Yeah.
I'm up for it. And I really, really enjoyed the remake. Really,
So would you prefer the remake or a 30-year sequel to Army of Darkness? Because I know that we got Ash versus the Evil Dead and stuff like that.
That was great.
It was sort of the continuation, wasn't it? Really, without continuing it. Would you have liked to have seen a 30-year sequel to Army of Darkness or the remake?
Oh God, that's fucking hell, mate. That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm going to go with my heart over my head, because as soon as you mention that, my heart says I would have loved to have seen a sequel to Army of Darkness, to be honest. Depending on which ending they would have gone for.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the original ending, the first one I ever saw was when he has one extra drop.
He took 4 drops instead of 3.
Yeah. And he ends up like fucking in the future or whatever. Or would they go with the ending where he was back in time normally and he was just in the shop, wasn't he?
He's back in Walmart.
Yeah, I think that kind of ended up being the ending, didn't it?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen a sequel to Army of Darkness, absolutely. But I kind of feel like that's what the TV series kind of was, even though they don't really mention Army of Darkness. I like to think the kind of Army of Darkness happened, because it kind of gets hinted at a little bit here and there. I think it's more in season 3.
Yeah.
Where they have like the night, what were they called? Like the Knights or something. When they were like, oh fucking, it's been a while since I've seen season 3. But anyway, so I think they kind of hint towards Army of Darkness a little bit, like the later the TV show kind of went on.
Yeah.
So we kind of got it. You know what I mean? But I thought the remake was solid, and I really enjoyed the new Evil Dead that we got this year, Evil Dead Rise. I watched
Evil Dead Rise. I watched Evil Dead Rise before I watched the remake of Evil. I say that I sort of watched the remake, and I was like, this isn't for me. It's not me Army of Darkness. It's not me Evil Dead 2. And then when I watched Evil Dead Rise, I was like, okay, I'll have to go back and give the 2016 one another go. And I enjoyed it more, understanding where they were going for with Evil Dead Rise. I think I would have. As I said, we sort of got it with the TV show Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I would have loved to have seen that big screen sort of continuation of him waking up in the future and then going, shit, I'm the only one left here now. And then sort of get like your Planet of the Apes moment, didn't you, when he walked out, and you've got the Empire State Building and the and stuff like that there. So that was quite cool as an alternative ending, although that was the original ending of the film.
That was the original ending. And that was the one I originally watched. That was on the VHS tape. I remember that. I mean, it was later on. I think it was like years later that I actually I watched what is now the ending, which he's back in, Spartan, in present day. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Steve? What would you have preferred?
A sequel, 100%.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that I think, again, the start of that lightning in a bottle situation was when I watched Army of Darkness. It was the right level of everything for me.
Yeah.
So it had a little bit of scare in it. It had sarcasm, horror, comedy. So I'd like to have seen another extension on that. So that would be my idea, rather than going back and trying to make something that's maybe darker.
Yeah. The scene when he finds like the 3 Necronomicons in like that in the graveyard or whatever. That scene where he forgets the words still cracks me up every time.
Yeah.
Still. Because because every time I watch that, I just think that is exactly what will happen to me. I know 100% I'd get to the third bird and go, fuck, like, well, what the fucking, what was it? I'd forget it.
Was it not too pre to. Oh shit!
Oh, that'll do. I said it. I said the words. I said them.
Yeah,
love it, man. Absolutely love it.
I can't remember exactly. Yeah. But there's a couple of standout scenes in Army of Darkness. Like I say, the goody goody two shoes. Well, goody two shoes, goody goody two shoes. Not that good.
Not that good.
And that's brilliant. But it's all good fun.
He had another line with that, depending on which like kind of version you watch, because there's so many versions of Army of Darkness that have like extra scenes and scenes stuck out. But there's one where like the two shoes one, after he shoots him with the shotgun, he just goes, "Good, bad. I'm the one with the gun." And I'm like, "Yes, you are, mate. Yes, you are." but I like the one. I like the original. Like the original one, I think's better. Yeah.
Now it's normally a new sequel to The Exorcist. I haven't heard that one. Now it's this point in the show, Dave, where I'd normally spin the wheels and we get our featured actor and our featured homework movie. Now I'm not gonna spin the homework movie this week. I'm gonna put you on the spot. What film would you like us to watch and review live on next week's show?
Oh my god! What's he with? Hang on, bloody hell! You have put me on the spot there, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, what code was that, Steve?
Well, I was thinking, as I have it up there, and it's definitely a film I've got to watch.
Okay, yes, all right, I got you, fam.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, so let's just hope and pray.
I tell you what, mate, it's as good as I go with that one. It's as good as any. Go with that one because I do highly recommend it. To be honest.
Wow, that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you
man.
for that. Yeah. I just thought just off the top of my head.
See, Reading's got a great one here. The 1986 Transformers movie. We've already done that, but we can do it time and time again. I don't mind. I was made up when that film came up for movie review. I was like, right, I'll go and watch it right now.
Right now, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Clueless. No, it wouldn't surprise me if you did.
Are we going to go through the Nicole Kidman then next week?
Right, yeah. Shit, I forgot we haven't done that. We just got carried away, didn't we? Do you want to do it next week, or do you want to talk about your top 5 Nicole Kidman films now?
I'm not fussed either way. I don't mind doing it next week. If we've got a movie and then we've got an actor, then aren't we?
Carry it over to next week.
You've got top 5. You've got top 5 Nicole Kidman movies.
Look,
I'd struggle to get 5 Nicole Kidman movies. Yeah, we got 5.
I'm struggling to get 2.
You've obviously not seen enough Nicole Kidman movies.
No. Do you know what, mate? I haven't. So I would be educated on this.
They were the ones that he skipped out on during his 15 years at the cinema.
It's true.
Yeah, well,
It's true.
all right, okay. We'll do Nicole Kidman next
I bet
week.
he's an expert on rom-coms.
Okay, here you go then, Dave. Your best. You're going. You're bringing a girl home for the first time ever. What's your go-to rom-com? Just so little Steve can join into some point of this conversation this evening.
Go to rom-com. Oh, what a great question. Do you know what? I don't know. Is it classed as a rom-com? Fuck it. I'm going to say it anyway. I think it is. About a Boy.
Great film. Yeah.
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 Oh, and also, while I'm just fucking thinking of Hugh Grant, Notting Hill. There you go.
Look at it. Once he opens that Pandora's box,
that's it.
just keep coming out.
Yeah.
This is his 15 years of avoiding all the good movies and watching all the shit ones, so he doesn't get scared on the way home.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah. I was saying Notting Hill, but yeah, About a Boy was a good one. Yeah, Notting Hill. I think it was pretty much anything with Hugh Grant in the 90s where you could just like go on, couldn't you? Really? Yeah, but yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for rom-coms. I actually don't mind them when they're done well. They're actually quite entertaining. You know, I don't mind them, but some of them are fucking awful. Though. Got to be honest with you.
I mean, I've got a whole box set down there, mate. We can have a great evening with that bad boy.
You know what's going to happen now, don't you, Dave? When you open up your box thinking it's just going to be zombies, there's going to be a stack of them.
I am. Go on, get your box set. Let's have a look. What's in it?
But like I say, I mean, this little, I say box set. It is technically a box set. We've got Intolerable Cruelty.
Oh, is that the George Clooney one? The Holiday. The Holiday's really good. If you want it, yes, that's really good. If you've got a lady on the couch with you, yeah, Ben Stiller,
Along Came Polly,
yeah.
Made in Manhattan,
Jennifer Lopez,
and 13 going on 30.
Fantastic. Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually,
flicks.
I'm starting to realise I'm more of a fan of rom-coms than I actually realised. I'm having a revelation right now while I'm saying it.
It's okay to admit it, mate. Get it out there.
That huge bombshell, ladies and gentlemen.
But that Intolerable Cruelty, yeah, I remember that. That's the one with Catherine Zeta-Jones in, isn't it?
Yeah, where the actors. Yeah.
Oh man, she was fucking gorgeous back in the day. Well, she still is. But, yeah.
His name is going to be called Rom-Com Reviews.
I'm going to change it. Yeah, I'm going to stay away.
Savage rom-coms.
Savage rom-coms.
Hey, listen, it could happen because at the moment I'm currently reviewing the Elm Street series.
Yeah.
And my next one is Part 5, Dream Child, and that film is fucking awful. So I am going to have to suffer through that. And I think once that's done, it might be, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm doing rom-coms. That's it.
Andrew, I totally agree, Andrew. And I saw the gaze in both yours and Steve's eyes when you were watching it here. When we went
it was a beautiful moment.
I had to leave you alone so you can do whatever you two were getting up to on the couch.
Love Actually is a great movie.
It was one of our first homework movies when we went solo as a channel. And
Sorry, rom-com reviews.
And yeah,
please subscribe.
Yeah, and little Steve put it off for almost 12 months, and then you know, Andrew made him watch it when he come here.
Yeah, and then he went, right, lads, I'm off to bed now. Ta-ra. Sod it off. And me and this lad Andrew sat there going, all right, we're watching this then, are we? Okay.
Yeah. You
abandon me.
Yeah.
Abandon me on that one.
Yeah, turn off this ninja movie. Stick Love Actually on. The two of us are left alone.
Well, the night before, because we got talking about the Batman, and I was slating the Batman, and Steve hadn't seen it, so it's like, come on, we'll put it on, and I forgot it was 3.5 hours worth of shite. And
you don't like the Batman?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, my heart hurts. I fucking,
I'm just waiting.
I love it. We're on two ends of the spectrum on this, mate. I fucking love that movie. Love it.
I'm just waiting for Dave to realise I've changed his tag.
I was still trying to get over how much you don't like the Batman.
No, the Batman's awful.
Oh man,
it's got right. To sum up the Batman, it's got good scenes, but it's like he just didn't want to take it that step further to make it a great scene. You know, the scene that comes to mind for me is when he goes into the nightclub to meet Oswald Cobblepot for the first time.
Yeah.
And he meets the twins and he gets into the fight with the twins.
Yeah.
Right? You could have quite easily got Batman to kick 50 gangsters' asses in that movie and make that great scene. Give us a Blade moment, right? Where he's in the nightclub. Again, the Batmobile scene, you see it revving and you get that car chase, but nothing else happens. And then all of a sudden you get this great big explosion and you see it flying and he catches him. He catches the Riddler, right? And then you've got 30 minutes worth of nothingness afterwards about that whole sports arena sort of conference center where he's fighting the guys with the bombs. That doesn't need to be in the film. A few little tweaks and you would have had a great movie. Yeah. But you've just got an okay movie.
Oh, man.
You're just breaking him now.
Oh, I just couldn't disagree with you more on this, mate. Honestly, like my whole body's aching. I'm like, oh no, I loved it, mate. No, I absolutely respect your opinion, mate. I do. But I adore it, mate. I do, and like I said, I'm a huge Batman fan, and but probably the only Batman movies I don't enjoy is Batman and Robin for the most obvious reasons because it's fucking awful. Even I can kind of have a good time with Batman Forever. I know it's not great, but I can have a good time with it. But my favorite Batman movie was The Dark Knight before this one came out, and then like the new one just took over it for me. It blew all my expectations away for it. And one of the things I wouldn't say completely worried about, but I had a little bit of reservations was purely Robert Pattinson as Batman. And the guy is a solid actor, like he is. But even then, like when I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, I don't see Batman there. Like that was one of I don't. And then obviously when I watched the movie and then when he suits up, I was kind of like, yeah, all right, okay. You've convinced me kind of thing, you know?
I think the bit for me is that we've technically got we've got three Batmen.
How dare you, little Steve? How dare you? How dare you? I will stop. No, not having it.
Not having it.
Not having it.
No. See, he's just trying to get in on the game here now, isn't he? You know, when you turn on StreamYard now, you've got the options for your little tag, and then underneath you've got your header, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I was leaving his tag as little Steve, but I kept changing his header to something else, and because he couldn't read what it was saying, it was just hilarious.
Because it's like a little fucking thing at the bottom, and I'm like, what does that? Hang on a second.
Yeah. Have you still got yours turned on? Have you took it out?
No.
Yeah, show headers. There you go. Yeah. So I had like the boss and the face that runs the place, and he had the special one, and some other little bits in bobs that I was just changing it to throughout the stream, and everyone else was laughing, and he just couldn't see it. But so just torment him as we go around the stream.
Brilliant.
So obviously in the Batman, you get your Joker teaser.
Yeah, it could have done without that, to be fair.
Yeah, so you get your Joker teaser, and the bit that gets me is that you've still got Jared Leto, who's still technically contracted for a Joker movie. You've got Joaquin Phoenix, obviously, as the Joker, and now you've got I can't remember his name now. Skarsgård, isn't it? Something Skarsgård. who was the Joker and the Batman. So you've got 3 Jokers running around. Technically, you've got 3 Batmen running around now. You've got Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson.
Mm.
Where do you see DC sort of pulling this all back into? All right, let me rephrase this. Do you see DC pulling them all back into one universe now, or do you reckon they've used this Flashpoint as the end of the DCEU and just gone, we can have as many of whatever we want in different universes now anyway?
I think that they've brought in James Gunn to do the DC universe now, haven't they?
Yeah.
So he's going to be overseeing it all, and he's laid out his plan for, I think, what he wants his next kind of 10 movies to be, or he's got a couple of TV shows there as well that he's announced. Yeah. I think basically what this Flash movie is going to end up doing is it's going to end the Snyder's DC unit. It's going to that's it, it's done.
Yeah.
I believe but before James.
It's not though, because you've still got Aquaman 2.
Well, you do, yeah. You do. I don't think that's going to fucking mean anything, though. It was the same as the Shazam one that just came out. There was no point. But I think this Flash one, technically, is going to be the one that goes right. That's it.
Yeah.
Because remember this, that Aquaman movie was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or the year before. And originally, I think
Amber Heard was busy last year, though, wasn't she?
Yeah, shitting on beds.
That was the dog. Or the cat, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever it was. Oh, justice for Johnny. Anyway. Yeah. So I think James Gunn. So he's taking it in a different direction now. So we're going to have. So that's Michael Keaton done as Batman. He was one and done. But he was originally supposed to be in the Batgirl movie that got completely shit-canned.
Yeah.
I think they were going to move forward with Keaton as Batman.
That was filmed though, wasn't it? The Batgirl movie was filmed.
It was all done. Yeah.
The best bit about that though was when they said to Michael Keaton, "Are you upset that they cancelled Batgirl?" And he turned around and said, "Was I in that one?" He must have done a few little scenes for something, not realizing why he was dressed up as Batman, and went, right, let's go in for Batgirl.
I love that. But yeah, they were going to move on with him as Batman. And you think, well, as much as I love Michael Keaton as Batman, the guy's 70 years old. You know what I mean? It's look.
To combat that, though, what I was saying to little Steve would be when we said James Gunn was bringing it in and we were getting the Flashpoint and Michael Keaton. I'd like to see Michael Keaton as an older Batman.
It's like a Nick Fury kind of type
thing. Training the new Teen Titans or the new Justice League, and then get us, instead of having Batman, get us like a Nightwing and people like that.
People we haven't seen before, basically.
So give us a new Robin, give us a new Nightwing, and give us, even if you bring in Damian, bring in Bruce's son.
Apparently that's happening, because he announced the Batman movie, James Gunn. It's going to be called The Brave and the Bold. Is it Brave Bold?
God, okay, like the animated.
Yeah. And that's about Damian Wayne, Batman and Damian Wayne, and whatever. So he's bringing all that into this new universe. That
it'll be nice to see Bruce as Keaton's Bruce Wayne as the older statesman. I'll pay for the new Justice Layer or whatever, and and I'm training all these young superheroes and I'm giving them a place to be and giving them a. It'll be nice to see that type.
It'll be nice to see. I don't think we're going to get that though. I think this is with this Flash. I think this is Keaton one and done kind of thing. I think that's what it's going to end up being. It's going to be a nice nostalgia thing for kids that grew up in the 80s and 90s and had Michael Keaton as the Batman. This is for you kind of thing. But that's it now. We're moving forward with a fresh young kind of cast, because the first one in James Gunn's DC universe is going to be Superman Legacy, which is going to be a new Superman movie, and Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore, which I think is fucking crazy, to be honest with you. But anyway,
but he's going to cast someone like Harry Styles or someone like that to be
probably
Superman, isn't he?
Probably, or
Yeah.
oh god, why is the name just completely escaping me? They keep trying to cut. I was going to say hair, but she's not like a hair anymore, and I know people get fucking up in arms about it. But
Elliot Page.
That's it. Yeah, probably
Elaine Page, Elliot
probably
Page.
cast him as fucking Superman. Who knows? You know what Hollywood's like. But yeah, but because I think there was a story that came out, something like that, and you couldn't believe it, like.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it on Facebook, and like just inside of me was just like, "Oh, please have no truth to this, please." Like, you know what I mean? But I could fucking believe it.
To be honest, and I am known for my controversial statements on this channel, and Steve puts his fingers in his ears, but all this changing sex and changing race and changing orientation and all that stuff for characters, I don't mind it if the characters are done correctly and we get a good film out of it.
Completely agree with you, mate.
You know, so it wouldn't bother me. You know, in the Flash, we got Supergirl in the sex, didn't we? Well, I haven't seen the film, but we know that's where it's going.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that if it's done in the correct manner, and because there is comic stories out there and veins of stories that they could do that with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when they do it for the sake of doing it.
That's the issue, mate. That's the problem.
The one that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
The one that comes to my mind is the pilot in Jurassic World, the woman pilot. She came out in a pre-movie interview and said, "Oh, by the way, my character's now lesbian." I'm just like, right? Is that any relevance to the character's storyline, or are you off having thingy Dallas Howard in the back of the plane, are you, or something? I don't know. Is this any relevance to the film, or does it tie in anyway? And it didn't. Exactly. It was just It is just what it is now. She's a lesbian tick, and I'm like, okay, that's right. But you get like 3 weeks worth of it's brilliant because we're now all inclusive, but you're not inclusive because it's not part of the film. Yeah, it's just ruins it. It just takes the focus away.
I just feel like sometimes when it comes to Hollywood, they just want to tick boxes off. You know what I mean? So like just to please. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh well, we gotta just gotta tick boxes so it makes us look good, kind of thing. But it's like, no, but is this improving the story? Is this improving a character? Is this making it relevant to what you're? And 90% of the time, the answer is fucking no. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. No. If it's not key to your story, if it's not key to your character, if it's not bringing anything of importance to it, then does it matter? It doesn't need to be stated. It doesn't need to be. It just doesn't need to happen.
No. Totally agree, Reading. Casting Katie Sackhoff as Starbuck was an amazing stroke of genius on behalf of the new BSG. I've said the new BSG. It's nearly 20 years old, isn't it? The 2004 Battlestar. It was awesome. She was brilliant in that role. But there's 101 other examples of where that's not. Where the 2016 Ghostbusters, that film.
Oh my God, mate! Please don't bring that up again. That hair. I just got a migraine just shot through my forehead when that was bad. That film was fucking atrocious. Like,
I think you need to give it another go.
No.
I think
no.
You're not fully. You're probably not in the right mindset.
Here's a question for him. 2016 Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Catwoman.
Oh my God, mate! Just why are you doing? I'm a guest. Why are you doing this to me?
It's your fault for saying yes.
I know, mate. Oh my God, man! Do you know what? I will say Catwoman purely for the fact that I fucking can't stand Melissa McCarthy. So if she's,
you know what I'm hearing?
What are you hearing?
Melissa McCarthy fan. That's what I'm hearing.
Really?
Yeah.
He has that new advert on repeat all the time on the back of Netflix.
Oh, God. No. So no, I'll pick. I'll pick Catwoman. I'm not happy about it though. but I'll pick it.
So do you know, like you come onto our stream where we've had Lost in Translation. Paul from Magpie Movies came onto our screen, our stream when we had Catwoman as the homework movie, didn't he? And my God, then the next movie after that, I think we ended up with something like Taxi Driver or something.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Look, they're two extremes, aren't they? That is fantastic. Brilliant.
Oh,
but I was just thinking on, just something came into my mind there, talking about like swapping sex with characters. There was another one there. Would it be last year? Yeah, will be last year. Was with the new Hellraiser movie came out where they swapped Pinhead and it was played by a female, which worked perfectly fine because basically that character of Pinhead does not need to be male. That can be male or female. It doesn't really matter.
It's
To
got
be
no
honest with
sex, has it really?
No.
Yeah, being the demon, it could be anything.
Yeah, and I thought she did a great job. I actually thought she was pretty fucking terrifying in it, to be honest with you. So when it works, it works, you know. I'm just remembering now, just thinking about Hellraiser there, like, so yeah.
See, you brought up Elliot Stroke Elaine page before. Did you see the latest series of Umbrella Academy?
No, I haven't, mate.
No. So at the end of season 2, his character's a girl.
Yeah.
At the beginning of season 3, he says, "Oh, by the way, I've now changed. I want to be known as a he, and my name is now something else." And it was beautifully done. It was just a case of we've had that conversation. All 6 main characters were around the table, and we went, "Yeah, okay." There was none of this drag this out over 4 or 5 episodes.
Beat everyone over the head with it kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right. I am now a man. This is what I want to be known as. Yeah, sound. You be who you want to be. Done.
Yeah.
You know, and it worked for that show. But like I say, there's other shows where that sort of transition happens over a whole series, and it's just like that's the main focus of the story. And it you know, Netflix is a great one for that, where they drag it out and then tick a box at the end. Right, we've done that, but you've not shown me anything for 8 episodes of a 10 episode season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah.
No. It's all.
The world's gone mad.
It's going to be an interesting couple of years, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
You know, when it all settles down and we go back to having 2 genders and
yeah.
Oh, don't talk about the good old days, mate. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they haven't tried to cancel Kindergarten Cop yet because of that. You know, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. They'll be going mental.
It's French Connection at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like something to do with that.
Oh, I don't. I just fucking give up with it now, mate. To be honest with you, I don't pay any fucking attention to it whatsoever. We've got to stop. We've got to stop bowing down to these fucking whinging twats. To be honest.
We've set the precedent now. That's a problem now.
That is the problem. They get listened to, and that is the problem. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, don't watch it. No. It's as simple as that. Tough.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how ignorant are you to want to cancel something so other people can't watch it? Well, what if other people enjoy it?
It's not them. It's not the people that are offended that are cancelling stuff. It's the people that are offended on behalf of the people that get offended. Yeah. That's the problem.
I don't know if I've told this story on stream. And so my youngest daughter went for head girl in primary school, start of the year, primary school year. And she had to come up with 3 things she was going to change. One was she wants to bring back breakfast bagels at the start because she
didn't listen to you for options, did she? For ideas on this.
Right. So
breakfast bagels sound good.
Yeah, breakfast bagels. Yeah. Another one was extended playtime.
Perfect.
And the third one was an LGBTQ plus class group in school. This is year 6 primary school, by the way. Right. And I said, why? And she said, well, we've got we've got a boy who wants to transition when he goes to high school. We've got a girl who says she fancies girls. So we've got them in primary school and said, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
And I said, having a group for 3 kids, is that really inclusive? You know, having their own little group that only they can go to, is that inclusive? Or bringing them into your playtime, is that not more inclusive, and you want to encourage that?
Mm-hmm.
So when she entered, she took that option off the table, and she said when the teacher was quizzing them, when they were doing the head girl bit, and so your big one was the LGBTQ. Why did you take it off? And she said, because I didn't feel I was being inclusive of them in the school, when I could be playing with them anyway, regardless of what they were. And the teacher didn't give her the head girl because she changed her opinion. And I'm like, but that's the whole point, though, is that she's thought about something and changed her mind to something better. But yeah, because she changed her mind on the whole LGBTQ thing, the teacher went for somebody else, and they never got the free breakfast bagels back either, which was the biggest controversy and all of that. Anyway, shocking.
The teacher sounds like a shit.
You're discriminating people. You're discriminating against people that wants to be more inclusive without putting labels on something than somebody that says, there's your label, you can only go and sit in that room by yourselves.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If that's how they're teaching them in school, the next generation's going to be screwed, isn't it?
Unfortunately, mate. Yeah, let's hope that's not the case, though. Let's hope that's just like an isolated fucking incident, but we'll find out.
It'll make Love Island in 10 years so much more interesting.
Yeah, it will, mate. Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of Love Island, we need to get off because I need to go and.
You and your Love Island.
No, I need to go and take some painkillers. I've got some earache at the minute. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, you're all right, mate. Don't worry about it.
Probably just listening to Transformers for so fucking long.
I tell you what, that Molly's a bit of a player, isn't she? She's
yeah.
Anyway, right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
This has been awesome, man. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I've really enjoyed it.
Mate.
Welcome. Thank you for agreeing to come on, Dave. If you haven't already, please go and check Dave's channel out and give the guy a subscribe. He's got some great content there. Like I say, he's been on a few live streams, and it's always been fun to watch.
And he's looking to branch out into rom-coms very soon, so I
am now, mate. And Zombie Beavers movie review will be coming up very soon.
Like I say, message Steve, and I'll get it off him.
Yeah. All right, mate. No worries, I will do.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Hope you enjoyed it.
As always, guys, I've got a plethora of pre-recorded videos scheduled. Steve might throw another one in when he feels like it. So keep an eye out for them. If you haven't already, please like the video. That just tells YouTube to push our content out to the wider world. And the good news is under this new YouTube thing, we have now been able to apply for monetization. So thank you for your support, and thank you for watching all the hours. We're finally there. So thank you very much, guys. Now they've dropped it to 500 from 1,000, but that doesn't mean you can unsubscribe. So please don't. Please don't. Please keep your support coming. See you on the next one, guys. Bye bye.
Okay, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.